This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Pardon? Paul? Maybe? Yep. Yep. Very good. And then keep it up as close to your mouth as you can.
Okay.
One of these slides that keeps falling down.
No, that's good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get it farther away, then you just
Yeah.
So here's the way it's set up. Nothing special.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You and I are hearing each other.
Yeah.
You're on number 2. So if you got this one.
Okay.
So if you have to cough or something, turn it down. And now you're not on. We're hearing each other, but it's not going out.
Yeah.
That's because this is down. This is up.
We're broadcasting. Okay.
As long as it's down, it's just you and me hearing each other. So I never turn this up until game time. We don't come on until after the national anthem. So then it's not like a TV or radio broadcast where like there's some obligations or anything. We just start doing it. We don't really take any breaks, but we do have. Oh, we do have sponsors like Will have. Yeah. Yeah. How are
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
go through it. So they're going back to last year. At least the first time they come up. That's not what we're doing. After the national anthem.
Is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Pardon? Yeah. I understand. Probably back into the low 50s. Okay. Yeah. That's a good crowd for the first day. And once the sun sets, it's going to chill quickly. Once they start it, you want me to have this out of it once we start to it? Huh? Do we have a mic down there this year? Have that mic down there. Turning it up. Which one is it? Number 3? Got.
So proudly waiting, and twilight's asleep, who's from trance and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome everybody to University of Tampa baseball, the home opener, the season opener for the Tampa Spartans as they get ready to take on Bentley University. First game of the season. Welcome, everybody. Jack Ike along with Casey Scoggins sitting in with me this weekend. And, Casey, you've been through many an opening day.
Oh, yeah.
High school, college, the pros. What is it like having the first game of the season like this?
Oh, it's good to be back here. I mean, it's an exciting time of the year for not only us, but also the players on the field. I mean, I remember being here and just amped up, ready to go. And now that the lights are on, it's showtime.
Showtime.
Yep.
Casey Scoggins, a two-time All-American for the Tampa Spartans, a National Gold Glove winner your senior year, if I remember correctly, and got drafted by the Minnesota Twins, continuing some pro ball, but you've got about a month to give us for some baseball this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, play with the Twins a little bit, playing indie ball now. I'm just excited to keep it going.
All right, the Tampa Spartans. Oh, we do. I was asking if we were going to have somebody throw out the first pitch, and we do.
Ozzie Timmons.
All right.
First base coach for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Honorary first pitch being thrown out. Jack Loflad will be the recipient. And there it is, an Ephus pitch.
Oh,
The Tampa Spartans rank second in the NCAA Division II poll, preseason poll, picked by 10 of 11 teams to win the Sunshine State Conference, and the other vote went to Nova Southeastern, but there's high expectations every year, and they continue this year.
Yes. The expectation is to go to the World Series.
All right, we'll get you the starting lineups for this game. Bentley coming in there from Waltham, Massachusetts. Bob DeFelice in his 50th year as the coach of this team. Original coach when this program started in the 60s, 1968.
He's been around.
And he's still coaching this ball club. He's also the athletic director. And he's got a good gig going because 4 times he brings his team to Florida for games in the month of February.
Oh, yeah, get them down in the sunshine early, get them going, warmed up for their season up north.
All right, the starting lineups for today's game for Bentley, and they will be starting with, I got to find my list here. Littman will be leading off. Nathan Littman, number 3, and he is, let me get my stats here. He is number 3. He is the catcher, and Littman is from Abington, Massachusetts. Second base, batting second, is number 4, Mike Samko from Arlington, Massachusetts. Spartans taking the field. We'll set the lineups for them in just a second. Batting third, playing first base, number 34 is Ryan Berardino. He is a sophomore from Sudbury, Massachusetts. Cleanup, the designated hitter, number 7 is Austin Ferry, a junior from Watertown, Massachusetts. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 18, and that is Luke Figuera. He is a sophomore from Taunton, Massachusetts. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 17, Chris Hopkins, a sophomore from Malden, Massachusetts. Batting seventh is the right fielder, number 5, and that is Brandon Grover, a junior from Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 11, and that is Peter Bocchino. He is a senior from Saugus, Massachusetts. And in left field, number 20, batting ninth, is Gino Fordiano, a junior from Sudbury, Massachusetts. On the mound will be number 21, Luke Dawson. He is a junior from Stanford, Connecticut. We'll set the Spartans for you. And, you know, Casey, it seems every year there's turnover, but as far as Tampa goes, it's restock and not rebuild.
Yes, restock, not rebuild. I believe they have 1 freshman starting this year.
And you and Michael Calkins were like, that's unheard of.
Yeah, Drew Earhart starting at second base. Talented kid. I've been out there practices a couple times. Very composed defensively. So it'll be an exciting 3 or 4 years that he has here.
All right, we'll set the field for you for the Spartans. As behind the plate will be, actually starting for the Spartans will be David LeBron, and he had a nice year, 7-1 last year, and came on strong. His ERA under 3. And LeBron, number 14, is from Homestead, Florida. Behind the plate is number 44, and that is Danny Shriven. He is a junior from Miami, Florida. And then around the horn at first base is Bragg, number 23, a newcomer to the program, and that is Harrison Bragg from Lakewood, Washington, by way of Lakes High School and Mississippi State and Tacoma Community College. First pitch coming up, Samko at the, or Littman, I should say, at the plate. And here we are, first pitch of the season, fastball fouled off, strike one. As you mentioned, it's Earhart, number 2. Drew Earhart is a freshman from Tampa, Florida, went to Wharton High School. At third base, Darren Miller had a great year last year for the Spartans. He is number 10, and he is from Key West, Florida. And at shortstop is number 9, and that is Brandon Golly. He is a senior from Louisville, Kentucky, by way of Polk State College. We'll get the outfield set for you in a second. LeBron looking in, getting the sign. And the pitch. Foul back. Gets ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. As we are underway. We've always mentioned it, and you probably can attest to this. This is like the worst time to start a game, isn't it? Right at just before sunset?
Twilight.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with twilight for about 2, 3, 4 innings.
The lights don't do anything. The sun is no longer a factor.
Not a factor. It all depends on the clouds in the sky. It's a pretty high sky right now. So outfield, got to communicate.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Just outside. We talked to Coach Joe Urso before the game, and he said if David gets ahead, let me make sure I remember this right, he'll throw you the curveball early, but slider's a strikeout pitch?
Slider's a strikeout pitch. Probably has one of the best sliders in Division II baseball.
2-2 pitch. Fouled off.
He'll sit about 91, 94. So you can bring it a little bit. He'll bump it up there.
So it stays 2-2. First batter of the first game. The 2-2 pitch to Samko. Inside corner, call strike 3. 1 up, 1 down. Went with the fastball there and caught the inside corner. We'll bring Samko, I should say, to the plate. Littman got called for the strikeout.
What makes LeBron effective is that he's not afraid to go inside.
Game like this, we should also mention it's a wood bat game.
Wood bat series, yes.
Because Bentley plays in a wood bat league in Massachusetts and always asks Tampa if they would do that for them.
Yes, I think this is game number 19 or 20 in the series.
Tampa's won 18 and lost 1.
Yeah.
7th year opening the season with this squad. Strike 1 to Samko, and the pitch. Change of pace, swing and a miss. Outfield for the Spartans is number 5, Stephen Smith, a junior from Trenton, Florida, by way of Virginia Military Institute, VMI. Swing and a miss, and a couple off-speed pitches kind of fooled Samko, and he goes down. In center field for the Spartans, a familiar name, Richie Rivera. Richie, a senior this year from St. Petersburg, Florida, went to St. Petersburg High School and the State College of Florida. And the right fielder is number 15, Danny Maynard, a junior from Burnt Hills, New York, by way of the University of Maryland. First pitch to Berardino, fouled back. 2 outs, both strikeouts. Top of the first. Tampa against Bentley. And LeBron fires. Just missing the outside corner. Umpires for today's game are Jason Worley behind the plate and Arthur Thigpen on the bases. Slaps it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you came in as a junior college transfer. What was it like? You knew the tradition of the program, but it's got to be different coming in after already playing 2 years of college ball. How do you get used to the program?
I mean, every coach is different, but Joe Urso and his staff.
Ground ball to Miller. Fields it at third. He's not going to have a throw, and that'll go down as a base hit.
Joe Urso and his staff does a great job at adapting to what players come in and getting them ready for the season. I would compare it to running it like a minor league setup that they have going on. They want you to get the job done, and they won't say anything unless something needs to be said.
Okay.
Number 7, Austin Murray.
Umpires out and having a little bit of a discussion. Bring up the cleanup hitter, Austin Ferry.
Yeah, the biggest transition is in the weight room.
Yeah.
I went from a junior college that we didn't really get after in the weight room. I'm coming here with Justin Thiel as the strength and conditioning coach. He does a great job at getting them ready for season also. They work hard on and off the field.
LeBron out of the stretch this time, right down the middle, call strike. New first baseman this year, Harrison Bragg, and we hear he's got power. He's certainly got the size.
I was watching him today in BP, and he can hit him at the net a little bit. Big guy from Mississippi State.
A little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. LeBron, good year last year for the Spartans. 7 wins, 1 loss at a 2.66 ERA. 13 starts, throw to first, back in time. 91 innings pitched last year. Gave up 27 earned runs and only walked 27.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. 103 strikeouts. So you have a 4-to-1 ratio. That's pretty good for strikeouts to walks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I think they like it to be 2-to-1.
Oh, yeah.
If you can do 4-to-1.
He's a very composed pitcher, and just from watching him, I'm impressed. He has some big league stuff.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Berardino with the lead off first. Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. 3 strikeouts for David LeBron in inning number 1. And at the end of a half an inning, it is Bentley nothing and the Tampa Spartans coming to bat. Casey, I got to do some mandatory stuff here.
Okay.
We have some sponsors bringing you these games this year. Walkabout Australian Cafe and Bakery is South Tampa's newest delight, located at 627 South Howard. That's only about a mile from here. Walkabout features authentic meat pies, pastries, and down-under delights. Open Tuesday through Sunday at 10 a.m., so try us, mates, at Walkabout Cafe and Bakery. And Mr. Empanada. The beauty of the empanada is in its simplicity. Take any of your favorite foods and imagine them inside a pocket of homemade dough, cooked perfectly until it is golden brown and piping hot. Our empanadas are a culinary treat. 10 locations around Tampa. Enjoy Old Tampa flavor at Mr. Empanadas. We'll run through the Spartan batting order for you.
Prize for today's Sports Fest. Make sure you head on over to see our marketing staff to get it.
Leading off for the Spartans will be number 11 in center field, and that's Richie Rivera. As we mentioned, he's from St. Petersburg. Batting second is the left fielder, number 5, Stephen Smith, a junior from Trenton, Florida. Batting third, number 10, Darren Miller, the third baseman. He is a senior from Key West. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 44, and that is Danny Servin. And he is from Miami, Florida, by way of Tennessee, the University of Tennessee. Batting fifth, the first baseman, the aforementioned Harrison Bragg, number 23, and he is from Lakewood, Washington, by way of Mississippi State. Sixth, the right fielder, number 15, is Danny Maynard, and he is from Burnt Hills, New York, by way of the University of Maryland. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 13, and that's Connor Cryle back for his senior season from Anthony, Florida. And he played previously at the College of Central Florida, was with the Spartans last year. Second baseman, number 2, a freshman, Drew Earhart from Tampa, Florida, Wharton High School. Shortstop is number 9, and that is Brandon Galley. And he is from Louisville, Kentucky, and on the mound, David LeBron. We'll set the defense for you. Littman is behind the plate. Dawson is on the mound. Around the horn, it's Berardino at first, Samko at second, Bocchino at third, and Hopkins is the shortstop. Then it's Fordiani, I should say, in left field, Figuera in center field, and Grover is in right. Richie Rivera coming to the plate for the Spartans, a .280 hitter last year. Starting center fielder for pretty much all the games last year. Played 53 games, so he played every game. Yeah.
Fast guy.
Yes.
He has great speed.
Ball high. Coincidentally, I met his mom out of just an odd situation. My daughter, who we've talked about on previous broadcasts, had a brain tumor about 4 years ago now, and we were checking in for an appointment at All Children's Hospital, and I had on a Tampa shirt, and we were checking in, and this woman goes, "Oh, do you work at Tampa?" I said, "Well, I'm the broadcaster of the baseball and basketball team." She goes, "My son is Richie Rivera."
Oh, really?
And at the time, she said he's going to be going to Tampa. It was before his first year.
He came in when I left. He took over in center field.
Yeah, we did mention he had big shoes to fill.
Oh, yeah. He's done a great job at that so far. He'll look for him to be a draft guy this year.
Okay. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball is high, 3-1.
He'll steal a lot of bases for him.
He was up and down in the order last year, but then the Spartans had so many players who aren't here this year. There's one fouled off. It'll make the count go full, 3-2. No score, bottom of the first. Tampa and Bentley. Dawson gets the sign from Littman. Fires. Swing and a miss. Rivera goes down swinging. 1 up, 1 down for the Spartans. That'll bring Smith to the plate.
He's a transfer from Santa Fe College.
That's familiar to you, right?
Oh, yes, I went there. His game is pretty much similar to mine. The way he plays the game, he's a scrappy kid out there.
And he's a lefty.
Simple approach.
Whoa. Little spinner there. Got out of control. Just way outside. Ball 1. Outfield lights starting to take over finally. We always notice that later in the season it gets worse on these 6 o'clock games because the sun hasn't set.
Oh, he drives it.
Oh, that's hit deep. Chasing him into deep right field, and a nice running catch.
That was a nice play by the right
by
field.
Grover.
He ran a long way for that one.
Yeah. Now, I know Bob DeFelice, the coach at Bentley, said they've gotten outside a little bit because they have a turf football and soccer field, but they have not practiced on a baseball field until today. I mean, that, to me, has got to be a tough play the first time a ball is hit to you and you've got to figure out where it's going.
Especially on a field that you don't play on every day. Definitely a great play by the right fielder on that one.
So Brandon Grover really running and making a nice grab, running away from the infield. 2 outs now. Darren Miller at the plate. Miller, a .371 hitter last year. Some lofty stats, a little off-speed high.
He can provide some power for you in the middle of the lineup.
13 home runs last year. 15 doubles. Drove in 53 runs last year, won a game. Spartans had to move the lineup around a lot last year. J.D. Osborne was the third baseman, and Miller was an outfielder, and then they moved Osborne behind the plate. There's a foul, and Miller became entrenched at third.
He's a solid defensive player. He'll be a key guy in the lineup this year for sure.
Dawson adjusting the pants. So as we mentioned, Bob DeFelice at Bentley said, yeah, we got out there. If it was above freezing, we got out.
35 degrees.
Ground ball foul.
For us Floridians, that's
cold for
for anyone.
It may not be real cold for a winter day, but to go out and play baseball in that, boy, and a wood bat league, that's got to sting.
Oh yeah, get jammed on that.
Your hands will be numb for a couple days.
They're probably loving this weather.
Yeah.
Must feel good to get on the field in 70-degree weather today.
Yep. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging. So 3 up, 3 down for the Spartans here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We played 1 full inning of play, and it is Tampa nothing, Bentley nothing. Due up for Bentley will be Figuera, Hopkins, and Grover. Tropical Smoothie Cafe boasts bold, flavorful smoothies with a healthy appeal, all made to order from the freshest ingredients. Toasted wraps, sandwiches, flatbreads, and bowls are made fresh with quality meats and cheeses. Fresh produce, flavorful sauces, located downtown at 200 North Tampa, just around the corner from UT. And DP Dough delivers cheesy happiness on and around college campuses, including the University of Tampa. For calzones, wings, and breadsticks, order online at dpdough.com. It's open late. So I have to imagine, even though you guys have been outside playing and stuff, that first at-bat's got to kind of get the butterflies.
First game jitters.
Yeah.
After the first 2 innings, you kind of settle down. You saw early on from both teams swinging at pitches that they probably won't normally swing at.
Yeah. Just antsy.
Once it gets going, you calm down, the adrenaline settles down, and it's just all reactions from there. Just play how you know how to.
And it's just baseball after that, huh?
It's just baseball.
I got to tell you what, there's a really, really good crowd here tonight, too.
Oh, yeah. Most of the seats are filled up.
Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day around campus. Men's and women's basketball. Women's game at 2, men's game at 4. And we will be back on the air with baseball at 6.
At 6, yes.
I'll be doing both the basketball games, too. So if I show up here with a hoarse voice, be ready.
Okay.
First batter is Figuera. Swing and a miss on a fastball. In a game like this, first game against a team like this, haven't scouted much. What book do you have on these players?
The only thing you have on them is their returners from the year before.
So I noticed Richie Rivera has been shading them to not pull the ball for the first 3 or 4 batters.
He's shading them oppo. Probably because the way LeBron pitches, he can be very dominant, especially when he runs his fastball up to 92, 94. A lot of people tend to be late.
Okay. Like that one.
Yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pick your brain here. You're ahead of the count 1 and 2. Is this where he goes with his slider?
Yeah, he'll go slider maybe right here.
Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. Just solid contact that time for Figuera. LeBron's reaction was to reach down with his bare hand. You always worry about when a pitcher does that.
Don't want to nick that finger.
Not on the first, especially the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Chris Hopkins.
No, his slider is his out pitch. And if I'm a hitter and I know that, and he's ahead on me, especially 1-2, 2-2, I'm probably looking for that.
This is Chris Hopkins at the plate. First pitch, called strike.
I love opening weekend.
Yeah?
You get a lot of alumni that come out, people you haven't seen in a while. It's always nice to see familiar faces show up and support the home team.
Well, you ran into Michael Calkins up here in the press box.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen him in a while.
Good pitcher for the Spartans. Same years as you, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was here before me also, but the 2 years I was here, he was my teammate.
Yep.
And when we won it in 15,
he was MVP, wasn't he?
Complete game in the national championship.
Yeah.
And that was big. That was probably one of the best pitching performances I've played and got to witness on the field.
Did you have a lot to do in that game, or were you mostly just had a good seat?
Mostly had a good seat. If I remember correctly, I only caught maybe 2 or 3 pop flies.
Really?
Yeah. Calkins dominated that game for sure.
He mentioned he was in Austria playing baseball and had been in Australia before that.
Yeah, he traveled, went overseas and played a little ball, and now he's back.
Basically, I asked him how the competition was in Austria, and he said it's a pretty country. He said Australian ball, though, is up there, though. Swing and a miss to Hopkins.
Yeah, I have a couple buddies that played in the Australian Winter League, and they love it. So everyone I've talked to about Australian baseball says it's awesome. Not only the country, but baseball itself.
Michael was saying if you're not playing, you go to the beach. And he said you're never more than 5 miles away. If you're more than 5 miles away, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, that is correct.
Ground ball out to shortstop. Galley gets to force the return. They get the double play. Nice turn by the Spartans. The Spartans knew up the middle at second and short, and they looked like they have practiced. Now, Casey, I know that when you were playing, a lot of your friends and family would tune in to watch and see you play. Yeah. Do you think more people are tuning in tonight to listen to you, though?
Oh, no. It's all about...
Have you put the word out, though? You tweeted. Yeah, I retweeted your tweet.
I didn't tell too many people other than the people around the baseball program.
Okay.
I just tweeted to get the word out that
it was opening day?
It was opening night.
Brandon Grover at the plate now. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball by LeBron. Well, I know some players are jealous. They wanted to know how they could get up here instead of you. And I gave him the criteria.
Yeah, you just got to be likable.
And the pitch. Goes high for that one, and he didn't catch up to it, and LeBron gets the strikeout. They do get a base hit. Got wiped out on the double play, so no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody was left. We played an inning and a half, and it is still Bentley nothing and Tampa nothing right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Rebuilt meals, whether you're a competitive athlete wanting to tone up or just love flavorful, healthy foods, our meals are built to feed your body with the proper nutrients that will fuel your active lifestyle. Enjoy fitness-inspired meal plans with Rebuilt Meals. Visit rebuiltmeals.com. And Clean Eats. Clean Eats is a new cafe located at 3838 Neptune Avenue. It's open until 7. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, featuring healthy sandwiches, wraps, bowls, and smoothies. The place to go is Clean Eats. We should see if we can get anybody to tweet at us. See if anybody wants to do that.
I know my mom would if she knew how to use Twitter.
So she may just have to call us?
Yeah, I might get a phone call here in a little bit if she's listening.
If you would like to tweet, my Twitter address is Jack Ike Says, which is JACKEICHSAYS. Jack Ike says. If you tweet and it's acceptable, we'll read it.
Yeah.
I tweet. I know you and I follow each other on Twitter. I tweet twice a day, at 8 in the morning and at 9 in the morning. And I don't know if any of them interest you, but at 8 o'clock it's Wisconsin sports history.
I always see that.
And at 9 o'clock it's Florida sports history. It's this day in history of the state I grew up in and lived in for many years, and my new state, Florida. So memorable moments from both sports in the state.
Now batting catcher, number 44, Danny Servin.
Leading off for the Spartans will be the cleanup hitter, Danny Servin. First-year player with the Spartans. Comes from St. Brendan High School in Miami and the University of Tennessee. Dawson's first pitch is called strike inside corner. Just want to let everybody know we have one camera for our broadcast, and it doesn't move. So any ball hit into the left or right field corners, we will keep you up on what's going on there. We have a very tight space here, so our camera is stationary. We try to capture as much of the field as we can. That ball is outside. The one neat thing, and it's kind of disappeared by now, is it's a great shot of the Tampa skyline. I don't know if you guys appreciated it while you were playing, but downtown Tampa is just across the Hillsborough River from UT campus.
I believe it's one of the nicest fields in Division II baseball. If you ask me, it's the nicest. That's me being biased.
Well, I know the outfield. I was, the first time I walked out there, I was amazed. It was like a golf green.
Yeah. The maintenance people do a great job at keeping it green. That's for sure.
And it wasn't long grass either.
Oh, short.
Does it handle water well?
It can get a little soft out there when we get a lot of rain, especially in left center. That's usually where it gets the softest.
Okay.
But other than that, they got the tarp and everything, and it stays pretty dry.
3-2 pitch to Servin. Outside, he gets the walk and hustles down to first base. That'll bring Harrison Bragg to the plate. First baseman for the Spartans, 6'4", 230, out of Mississippi State. Actually, probably traveled farther than anybody to get to Tampa. He's from Lakewood, Washington. And Joe Urso says he's got some power.
Oh, yeah. Saw him today in BP, and
he's launching them.
He launched a few.
Dawson, toss over, though.
Big kid.
Yeah, he is. Fouled back. Game tomorrow, 6 o'clock, and Sunday at noon we'll wrap up this 3-game series. I know it was a couple years ago. I think it was a 1 or a 2 o'clock game, or maybe even later than that. And they moved the game time to about noon because somebody said, "We forgot there's the Super Bowl today," and they said we got to get done before the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's a big game.
Yeah,
not too many people want to miss that game.
No. Ooh, little curveball, called strike. And I won't say it was this game, the first game of the or the first series of the year, but they did move up a Sunday game because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is being held in frosty Minnesota. Ball outside. About the only thing that's going to limit playing a game in Minnesota is the tailgating.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, go inside
real
and just
football
play.
fans won't. The cold won't bother them.
That's true.
Especially Eagles fans.
They're probably primed already.
Yeah.
Do you have a rooting interest in that game?
You know, I don't have a favorite football team. I like certain players. I like Tom Brady. I like Gronkowski. But I'm pulling for the Eagles on this one.
Want the underdog?
I want the underdog to win. I'm a big underdog person.
You're tired of the Patriots?
I am tired of the Patriots.
Me too. Pop foul out of play.
I think it's going to be a great game. Come down to the last couple of possessions.
Yeah. One ball, 2 strikes to Bragg. Dawson on the mound. First base is Danny Servin with the leadoff for the Spartans. He got on via a walk. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Goes inside. And Bragg goes down swinging. Third strikeout for Dawson. And that'll bring Maynard to the plate.
I've been pretty impressed with him so far.
Dawson?
Yeah. Not letting
He's got some velocity, too.
He does. Not letting his excitement get the best of him, that's for sure. He looks like he's in mid-season form already.
Yeah, he seems to be hitting the spots. Maynard, first pitch, strike one.
It's going to be interesting to see if how far they let him go into the game if it stays
Dawson?
like this.
Yeah. I know Joe Urso said he anticipates LeBron only getting 4 innings. Slow curve, and again throws it for a strike inside.
Yeah, he's Coach Urso probably has him on a pitch limit with it being the first game of the season. But I know a lot of teams want to come to Tampa and beat them.
Show you what they've got.
Yeah, you're gonna get everyone's best. That's for sure.
Now, I was talking to Coach about the schedule this year. Southern Indiana was always a big rival for you. You guys were always a top 5 team. Tampa's traveling up to Southern Indiana to play them.
Yeah, I think it's the first time.
February.
First time.
Late February, early March. It's going to still be chilly up there.
Oh, yeah.
Another strikeout. Maynard goes down. It's going to bring up Connor Kryl to the plate. So it's a strikeout duel at the moment. Connor Kryl, 374 hitter last year, played 40 games. He had 115 at-bats, 43 hits, 1 home run. He is the DH today. First pitch inside. And the other thing Coach told me, I said, it doesn't look like you have as many home games this year.
No,
and he said, we lost a series to West Florida. He said, they claimed they didn't have enough money to get down here. That there was a funding problem. So you guys are going up there.
Yeah, they're going to go up there and play.
I think it was a fielding problem more than anything coming here. Especially being a region team like that to give up home games. Ground ball, base hit, first hit of the game. Kryl with the hit. Moves Servin to second, and 2 on with 2 out. First hit of the game for the Spartans. Brings up the number 8 hitter, Drew Earhart, the freshman from Tampa's Wharton High School. And talking when you and were talking earlier, I said I can remember some freshmen getting pitching starts, but not position player.
I can't think of any position player as a freshman coming to Tampa and starting. I know Jose did when he came, the first base coach. Well,
it's going way back, though.
That early 2000s?
Yeah.
Well, other than that, I'm not
Doesn't happen
sure.
often, does it?
Does not happen often.
Inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on first and second. First runner of the game in scoring position, and that's Servin. Dawson in the stretch. And called strike. Can't really tell it on the, well, you sort of can looking at the video. There's a big net around this field that's about 90 feet high encircling this field because there are parking lots and dorms and streets all around this ballpark.
Call it the bird cage.
Yeah. Don't really need a 90-foot net in center field, but they just kept it up there. A lot of balls go sailing across. If they go to there's one like that, it's going to hit the dorm across the way. I hope they have special glass on those. I've always wondered if they did put in special glass.
I know they have hurricane-proof glass.
Okay.
That's for sure.
If a ball gets hit on third base and goes over, it goes on to Cass Street, which is a major downtown thoroughfare. I'm sure a few drivers have been surprised. And
I'm surprised it hasn't hit any cars going down the street.
I've never heard of it hitting a car. I've heard people say it bounced in front of them.
Yeah, I've never seen it or heard.
And I'm sure from your position, might have heard the noise.
Especially when I'm out in center field here. You see a ball go on Cass Street, you're kind of keeping your eye on it longer to see what's going to happen.
Screeching of tires, breaking of glass, something like that.
I've only seen a ball hit a car one time, and that's when I was at Santa Fe.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Camp, our big right fielder, hit a home run and hit a windshield of a car going by.
Really? Oh, really? A moving car.
A moving car.
2-2 pitch to Earhart. Pops it down the first base line, giving chase, heading toward the screen. Hits the screen.
Has a nice little battle going on right now.
Yeah. Base hit will bring a run in if he can get it through the infield. 2 outs, runners will be moving. Dawson leans in, 2-2 pitch again. Right up the middle, base hit. It's going to drop. Joe Urso sending the runner home. Servin scoring. Heading to third and standing in at third.
That was a nice
is Connor Cryle. Yeah. Drew Earhart, the freshman, drives in the first run of the season, and the Tampa Spartans lead 1-0.
Great base running by Cryle, also getting the third on that one. Coach Urso likes to be aggressive on the base pass, that's for sure.
And I don't know if it'll change strategies throughout the season, but he doesn't have the power lineup he had last year.
No, he does not, but I was at the game in the fall where they played State College of Florida, and they put up 17 runs without hitting a home run.
Really?
So this lineup can put up some runs.
There's one fouled off.
I think situational hitting will be key for him this year.
Okay. Galley at the plate, the number 9 hitter. Runners now first and third with 2 outs. Drew Earhart with the first RBI of the season for Tampa. Ball outside. So when you got on, were you looking to run, hoping to run?
I had green light mostly, but if I'm not in scoring position, I was looking to steal second. I mean, there's a few times that when I was at first, I got a little antsy and got picked.
Ground ball out to short. Hopkins steps on the base, forces the out to end the inning.
But if I'm in scoring position, I'm usually letting the guy hit me in, especially my junior year when I had Steven Desi behind me.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have to worry about stealing with him.
You're going to be moving anyway.
Yeah.
Spartans pick up a run on 2 hits. They leave 2, but have taken the lead at the end of 2 innings. It is now Tampa 1, Bentley nothing. You're watching this game right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Jersey Mike's, we offer a sub above. It's the nearest location at 2121 West Kennedy in Tampa. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. And the Marriott Courtyard is simply refreshing, located at 3805 West Cypress in Tampa, an official host hotel of University of Tampa Athletics, the Courtyard by Marriott.
With the nearest location at 2121 West Kennedy in Tampa, Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
We head to the third. Tampa leading 1-0 over Bentley University. Leading off will be Bocchino, then Fortiani, and then back to the top of the order with Littman. So it'll be 8, 9, and 1. David LeBron, so far in this game, given up 2 hits. Struck out 4, walked a batter. No, I take that back. That's Dawson's line. We haven't flipped yet. Though they're both pretty similar to this point. I know that.
Yeah, definitely a pitcher's duel right now.
Ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bocchino. Welcome everybody who's watching from Massachusetts, cheering on Bentley, and Tampa Spartan fans. Swing and a miss. Jack Ike and Casey Scoggins bringing you the game, and all weekend long we will be here. In about a month and a half, you'll be heading north, right?
Headed north, end of April. Going up to Schaumburg.
Schaumburg, Illinois, suburban Chicago.
Play a little ball up there. And
where are some of the other teams in that league? I know it's is that the Pioneer?
Oh, it's the Frontier League.
Frontier League. I knew
you got the Joliet Slammer.
Joliet, okay.
Evansville Otters, Southern Illinois Miners.
Fouled back.
A few other. There's about I don't know how many teams total there are in that league because I'm new to it, but there's some pretty good competition.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up there and play and see what happens.
Okay. And the pitch. Ground ball, LeBron fields.
Stays with it.
And throws him out to Bragg. Got to field your position. He did it there.
PFP work right there.
Which stands for? Can you tell us? No.
No, that's pitchers.
1 up, 1 down, and it'll bring Fortiani to the plate.
Pitching, fielding position.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yes.
I just stick in the outfield. That's my forte.
Yes. Call strike. On the inside corner. Littman on deck. He will be leading off. He is the leadoff hitter, I should say. Little action down in the Bentley bullpen.
Lefty warming up.
You have better eyes than me, so if you see a number, let me know. And the pitch. Foul back would have been in my lap had there not been a screen. I didn't do my preseason work here because normally I bring binoculars. The 0-2 pitch. Made him think about it, but he held off, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch inside. After this weekend, the Spartans are on the road.
On the road for a little bit.
I think 9 or 10 games.
Until they play the Phillies.
Technically, that's a road game, but you're back in the area.
Yeah, we're in the area.
Yeah. That's always a fun game, and I believe, was it the last year you played, or
no, it was my
junior year?
My junior year, first year, we beat them.
Beat the Phillies.
That was an exciting game.
Yeah.
Gio hit that grand slam, I believe, in the top of the 7th.
Yep, to give you a 6-3 win, I believe, 6-4?
Something like that, yeah.
Pitcher number 3, Nathan Litt.
I can tell you it made a lot of national news, and the Phillies weren't real thrilled about that.
I think they didn't mind it, spring training.
I know.
They could have gave us one. It was a good game. It was fun. I know. I mean, it's always fun going out there and playing them and being able to experience spring training life, how the pros do.
Yeah.
And I know everyone on the team loved doing that.
I know you say this field is well kept. I got that field in Clearwater is amazing.
It's so nice. I got to play on it a little this year when I was in high with the Fort Myers Miracle. But yeah, it is very well kept.
That will be on a Thursday, the 22nd of February, against Phillies in Clearwater. And it's Spectrum Field, Thursday afternoon game. When you played them, it was a Sunday game, and it was the very first game of spring training. Now it's the first day of spring training that everybody can play, but not necessarily. I think there's a bunch of games all starting about that time.
Yeah. I think it was last year they only played 7 innings.
Ball out toward Richie Rivera, goes down and gets it. Nice play.
It's one of the hardest plays being an outfielder is a ball line drive right at you.
It's not moving, so you just got to figure out if you're making the right move toward it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the Spartans get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We have now played 2.5 innings, and Tampa holds on to the 1-0 lead. Due up for Tampa will be the top of the order, Rivera, Smith, and Miller. You're watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv.
No hits, no errors, and no one left on base.
Pizza Hut, give them a call in the Tampa area, actually near UT anyway, at 251-3399. You will get your pizza delivered to your UT dorm today. And if you're thirsty, top it off with a Pepsi, the official Spartan soft drink. Pizza and Pepsi, what a deal.
Yeah.
You'll have to guess the player's number of word gets sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
We head to the bottom of the third. Dawson has pitched well. Struck out 4, given up 1 walk, 2 hits. The walk ended up being costly as he came around to score.
I know growing up, I was always preached to about how walks equal runs.
Yes. Well, you know, there was the old wives' tale you've probably heard, which is a wives' tale, that 67% of the time a leadoff walk will score.
Yes, I've heard that.
So not leading off a game, but leading off an inning. If you walk the first batter of an inning, 67% of the time they will score. It's a wives' tale.
Yeah.
We checked on the research. A leadoff walk doesn't score any more often than a leadoff any other way of getting on base.
Right.
There's slight variances, but it's about 32% of the time the leadoff hitter, if he gets on, will score.
Yes, especially if the team knows how to get him over and get him in.
Yes. But for some reason, that wives' tale went around for years, still going around, that it was just this astronomically high rate if you walked them.
Yeah. I believe it.
Well, it's enough to put fear into a pitcher.
Yes.
Richard Rivera to the plate, struck out his first time up.
Now batting center fielder, number 11, Richie Rivera.
Dawson into the fourth, though there is a pitcher warming up. Swing and a miss on the first pitch.
Looks like number 31 down in the pen.
31. Let's see what I can find here. See if that agrees. It is Evan Walsh, a left-handed pitcher. Very good. A grad student from Arlington, Massachusetts. Rivera looks to bunt, and he's in the hole 0-2 now. Joe Urso told us that David LeBron would go 4, and most likely Colton Widows would come in.
Well, there's no action down there so
Still
far.
nothing, no.
His pitch count is probably still a little low.
Yeah.
It's probably, I don't know what they have in mind down there, but I would assume it'll be around 60, 65 maybe. That still might be a little high.
Ball is high. 2-2.
It's all on the coach's preference. It's a long season.
Yep.
No need to have your starter pitcher and go 8 or 9.
Right.
I mean, he can.
Fouled back. Or a drop third strike, I think it was, and they threw him out. Did you ever wonder, I did research on this because I love to find out insignificant information. You probably just accepted that if you dropped the third strike, you ran to first and tried to get on base. Did you ever know why this rule was implemented?
I never even thought twice about that, to be honest.
When they were coming up with the original rules of baseball, they, way back around Civil War times, one of the things they thought was important was to have action in the game, and that a batter shouldn't just like strike out and have nothing happen. So if you drop the third strike, they're like, let's more or less say that ball is in play.
Right.
And see if we can create some action. So that's why they came up with that.
Can.
Yeah.
It could turn a game around.
Foul ball. So it wasn't to like penalize the pitcher or the catcher for not making the play. It was, let's just treat it as if it's a ball hit.
Yeah.
And if you can get on base, you get on base. Most people just say that's a... I would think most people think it's because you're trying to penalize them for not making the stop.
Right.
That's just one of those things that caught my interest one day. And I said, I've got to find out why.
Hey, I never even thought about that, but that's an interesting way.
Whoa, right up the middle, and Dawson just got his kneecap out of the way.
That might have got him.
Yeah. He's not showing anything, but Steven Smith with a shot.
That looked like it grazed him a little bit.
Might have got some material anyway.
That was a nice little rip by Smith.
Yeah.
I always like using wood bats the first series. I mean, especially you get some pro scouts at some games here, and it's a good way of showing them what you look like hitting a wood bat, because sometimes wood bats, there's no cheap hits with them.
Right.
You can get jammed with metal and
still hit a reward.
If you're strong enough, you can probably even hit a home run.
Really?
But with wood, you get jammed, the bat's going to break. It won't go nearly as far.
Darren Miller to the plate. He struck out his first time up. Throw to first. One out, one on, bottom of the third. Tampa leading 1-0 over Bentley. The pitch. Low. Ball one. On deck is Servin. Stands were full, but people keep pouring in.
It's probably one of the bigger opening day crowds.
Yeah, it's a good opening day crowd.
In a while.
Yeah. Inside. It's Friday night.
Friday night.
Start the night out here, and then head out after that, huh?
Yeah. Enjoy the Tampa nightlife.
Two balls, one strike. Timeout called. Miller steps back in. Runner goes. Ball is outside. The throw and sliding under it and safe.
First stolen base of the season.
Stephen Smith.
He got a good jump on that.
Yeah, he did. Now they have to wash his uniform, though.
Yes.
You know, you were talking about how well kept this field is. Joe Urso seems very territorial about who drives the tractor, doesn't he?
Yes, that's his tractor. I've seen Jose drive it a couple times.
Yeah.
But him and Jose do a great job at dragging in, making sure that it's level.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch coming up to Miller. Smith now on second base. Swing and a miss. He goes down swinging for the second out. 2 strikeouts for Miller, and that will bring Servin to the plate. You know, Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow today. 6 more weeks of winter.
6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't really affect us down here
No.
much, but
though you and I both mentioned it's been a somewhat cold Florida winter this year.
It's been in the 20s a couple of times.
Yeah. Actually had to scrape frost off the window one time.
I was up in Erie, Pennsylvania over Christmas visiting family, and we got 66 inches of snow in 3 days.
Are you kidding? While you were there?
While I was there.
Just for you, huh? They just wanted you to experience as much winter as you could?
Oh, yeah. Me and my cousin.
Did you have to go out and shovel and stuff?
Yeah, me and my cousins and uncle went out and shoveled almost every hour, making sure we didn't get snowed in.
Wow, 66 inches.
And they got more after we left.
Jeez, there's one down the right field line. It's going to fall. Base hit. That'll bring in a run. Smith will score. Heading to second is Servin with a stand-up double. And the Spartans lead 2-0.
2 out hits.
Went with the pitch, put it down the right field line. Cruised into second. Smith scoring easily. And Servin into second easily. That'll bring Harrison Bragg to the plate.
It's always nice to get the first hit out of the way of the season. Now you're ready to go.
Now batting first baseman, number 23, Harrison Bragg.
Bragg, a strikeout victim, back in the second inning. Dawson in the stretch. Ball outside. They're not playing Bragg deep.
They must have faith in their pitcher right now.
So they're apparently playing to see if they can, if he hits it up the middle or gets it into the outfield, that they're going to have a play at the plate. And pretty much conceding anything hit deep. Bill Grover did make a nice running catch. I think it was back in the first inning.
Yeah, nice running catch out and right.
Ball upstairs for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dawson's doing a good job at keeping them, changing up speeds and keeping them off balance for the most part.
The Spartans won all 3 games last year against Bentley. 8-0 first game, 8-1 second game, and 5-4 in the third game. Timeout called. And Dawson gets the sign, back in the stretch. And the pitch. High foul ball over the right field screen, or the right foul line screen. One ball, 2 strikes still. Inside.
Left the curveball up.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ball high, we've gone full. Tampa leads 2-0. Bottom of the third. Scoring in the second and 1 here in the third. And he swings and misses at that one. Actually just fouled it into the catcher's mitt for the third out. So only 1 run scores, 1 run and a hit. Left a man, actually 2 hits for the Spartans, and left a man on second. We've played 3 full innings, and it is Tampa 2, Bentley nothing. You're watching this game right here on the Sunshine State Digital Network and TampaSpartans.tv. Let's give a big shout out to Dr. Selman and Gasser and Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team. They keep our players safe and provide athletic training services and medical care to University of Tampa student athletes. And Crown Plaza. Stay at Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. The Crown Plaza Hotels, the place to meet.
Open Tuesdays through Sunday at 10 a.m. Try us, mates.
Due up will be Samco, Berardino, and Ferry for Bentley.
Vinny Crescenzo is watching the game right now. He just...
All right.
Yeah.
Did you get a tweet or a message?
I got a message.
And he's thoroughly enjoying the broadcast?
Yes.
Okay.
He better be.
Vin Crescenzo played here last year. Matter of fact, Vin, I noticed number 44 has been given out. Someone else is wearing it.
Uh-oh.
Checking my tweets here to see the hundreds of tweets that may have come in since I asked people to tweet to me. And I see none.
It's okay. It's early in the season.
Yeah, everybody's in early season form.
Now batting second baseman, number 4, Mike Samco.
Top of the fourth, David LeBron on the mound. It looks like the Spartans are sending somebody down to the bullpen. Chris Gaffney carrying the catching gear. Samco at the plate. 0 for 1 today. He struck out. First pitch is a ball. It's good to see Chris Gaffney come back. He had, I believe it was elbow surgery.
Yes, in the fall. He was out all fall.
And he made the decision also to come back for 1 more season. Half-hearted swing by Samco there. Strike. Chris said he was getting his arm strength back and just had to get some more ABs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Samko went golfing at that one.
There, yeah.
Bentley, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Tampa, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Ball hit second base. Earhart backing up, and he makes the catch. That's what you want on your first play.
Yeah, nice. Nice easy pop fly right there.
Now batting first baseman, number 34, Ryan Berardino.
So when did you first start hearing interest from Tampa when you were at Santa Fe?
They have an all-star game for sophomores, the sophomore showcase that I went to
for junior colleges.
In the
state.
Yeah, and I had a pretty decent game, and that was the first time I talked to Coach Urso there, and I think me and Kevin Martin at the time.
Swing and a miss.
Came on a visit that Wednesday after, and I fell in love with the school right away. And then I came back again with my parents just so I can show them around. And that's when I decided that this was the right fit for me.
Now, was this showcase game after the season or mid-season? Or
it's in the fall, before season.
Before the last season, before the sophomore.
It's, I believe, in October.
Okay.
But yeah, I fell in love with the school right away, and it was the year that the outfield was wide open, so I saw myself coming in and contributing.
How aware are you at that point of what the University of Tampa is all about? I mean, did you have to do research after that, or do you know all about it?
I didn't really do research. I've heard of them in the past, and then talking to my dad's friends who's been around the game a long time, they said if I wanted to get drafted, this would probably be the best place to come to.
And it worked out.
It did.
Now, if I remember right, your hometown is south of Sarasota. Am I right
St.
there?
Lucie, East Coast.
East Coast, okay.
Yes.
I was thinking, where do the Rays train? Port St. something.
Port Charlotte.
So that's what I was thinking. Okay. Strikeout to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We have played 3.5, and it's still Tampa 2 and Bentley nothing. Coming up for the Spartans will be Maynard, Kreil, and Earhart. Martz is the official chariot of the Spartans. It is Martz, first-class coach. If you need to charter a bus, go online to Martz, M-A-R-T-Z, firstclass.com. The campus bookstore, the Barnes & Noble campus bookstore, has everything UT in one place, located in the Vaughn Center. First floor, open Monday through Saturday, or shop online at utampa.bn. That's for Barnes & Noble, bncollege.com.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
We head to the bottom of the fourth. Tampa 2, Bentley nothing. And we have a new pitcher for Bentley. It is number 31, Evan Walsh, grad student from Arlington, Massachusetts, a lefty. See if I can find my stats for Bentley and see what I can tell you about him. there. Two teams actually in the Sunshine State Conference started play yesterday.
Yes.
Embry-Riddle beat Tuscaloosa. 10-3 was the final, and Nova Southeastern an 8-5 winner over Catawba of North Carolina. A whole bunch of teams playing tonight, even more playing tomorrow. And then Sunday there will be more games as well. See, they're all smart. They're all aware of the Super Bowl. Noon starts on Sunday.
That's smart.
31 pitching. You guys got that?
Leading off for the Spartans will be Danny Maynard.
Right fielder, number 15, Danny Maynard.
Maynard struck out. The right fielder struck out his first time up. And he swings and misses there. David LeBron, you were talking about his pitch count, is at, let me see if I can find it here. Where'd it go? We had total pitches here. 53.
53?
Yep.
There's some movement down there.
Yeah.
No one's starting to get warmed up yet. They might run him back out for one more.
You thought maybe 60 might be a limit or so?
Yeah.
So if he's not there, maybe Joe says, let's give it one more. One ball, two strikes. Maynard at the plate. Goes after that one and strikes out. That's the 8th strikeout by the Spartans today. That's a fairly high amount early.
Yeah, that's something to work on. And
you got to have points to work on.
Number 13.
Can't be perfect right out of the gate.
First game of the season, obviously, you want to do well, but you're going to have hiccups in the road. And
yep. Connor Kreil got things going back in the second inning with a base hit.
Still might be a little antsy.
Yep. Maynard actually started with a walk. Got a walk and came around and scored. Kreil moved him around. Kreil the DH in this game. And the pitch from the lefty. You were a lefty, probably still are.
I still am.
I'm a lefty, and I hated batting against left-handed pitchers.
I don't mind it.
I was not at your level, though.
I mean, it is a different look, obviously. There's more right-handed pitchers than left-handed pitchers.
Foul back.
I think growing up with my dad being a lefty and seeing his BP helped me a little bit. And then in high school, I had a coach that threw left-handed BP.
It was just more normal than
and then
others.
In college, Coach Wiggs at Santa Fe threw his left-handed BP. So, I mean, I saw left-handed BP a lot. Now it's different when you get the pro ball. I had a little harder time hitting left-handed pitching than right-handed.
What was the biggest difference when you got to pro ball? Obviously, it's a job.
Yeah, it's a job. It's all about business when you get up there.
Yeah.
Got to have a good mindset and just remember that you play almost every day with maybe one off day, 1 or 2 off days a month.
There's one hit foul. Might have been a broken bat there. Yeah.
And just you got to remember that it's always a new day the next time.
Okay.
So here, I mean, you have 4 or 5 days, and in between weekend series, if you don't have a midweek game, So you're sitting on a bad performance. And in pro ball, you don't always necessarily have to sit on a bad performance. You just gather yourself.
Remember, it's a new one, huh?
Yep, and regroup for the next day. A little faster pace. Not necessarily game length, obviously, but just
3-2 pitch, umpire signaling.
Just everything from
ball 4,
hitting and running, and everything's better athletes.
You're playing the best of
the best,
college
really,
or high school.
Yes.
And, every level you move up, you're playing the best of the previous level.
Yep. So
I was disappointed because I looked at your schedule when you were down with the Miracle, and I saw you were playing either the Phillies or the Blue Jays, Dunedin Blue Jays, and my daughter and I were all set to come watch you. We said, he's 3 games, and then we're like, they're in Fort Myers. Ground ball, fielded, throw over to second for the force, no relay.
Yeah, we played, if I remember correctly, we played in Dunedin a couple weekends before that. So they usually switch it up.
I just forgot to look.
Yeah, hey.
My bad. Because my daughter remembered you, and she said, let's go see him. I think she's coming Sunday.
Is she?
Yeah.
That was good. I'll say hi.
So Earhart back on base, this time on a fielder's choice. Galley to the plate now. Throw to first. So that's probably, though, the Florida State League is a pretty good league. The thing I think is really neat about the Florida State League is, like, when I came from Madison, Wisconsin, they had a single A team, and they basically played at the public park that the park district maintained.
Oh, you're playing
on the spring training fields.
Yes, that was nice.
And I don't know if players at your level realize how nice they're having it.
Oh, yeah. With the Twins, we got pretty lucky. I mean, in low A, even when I was in rookie ball, Elizabethton, their field was like the community field. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it was really nice. They had a good grounds crew there, and then in Cedar Rapids, their stadium was awesome. They had one of the nicer stadiums in the Midwest.
Was that the
League.
Cubs field there, or that was just a public one?
Cedar Rapids?
Yeah.
No, that was our field. Cedar Rapids. Cardinals,
the Twins. Yeah. Okay.
And we had one of the nicer fields in the league. And then obviously when I was in high A, you're playing all the spring training fields.
Right.
And I mean, they do a great job at keeping them.
Ball outside.
Keeping them green and flat.
Yeah. Too many millions of dollars invested to not keep it perfect.
Yes.
Two strikes. Fouled off. On deck is Richie Rivera. Spartans lead 2-0. Bottom of the 4th. Walsh is set. Fouled back again. One ball, 2 strikes. Still no action in the Spartan bullpen, so I guess we'll take the guess that David LeBron will get one more inning anyway. There's one hit up the middle, base hit. And they're going to go to third. This may be not close. Oh, the throw is offline.
Good aggressive base runner right there. A little hesitation, but
I thought maybe that was going to doom him.
Yeah.
But Earhart scampers from first to third. on the base hit by Galley. Richie Rivera to the plate now. Looking for that first hit, first contact of the year.
Now batting center fielder number.
You said these are new uniforms this year, new tops?
Yeah, new black tops. They look nice.
Yeah. One thing I can tell you I'm very glad of is that they went with white numbers. I know the trend in a lot of sports these days is to have like black numbers or black jersey with like a dark red number.
Right.
And it looks really neat if you're standing next to that person. But if you're doing play-by-play from a distance, you can't read the numbers.
Right, yeah. No, I like them. They pop.
Yeah. They almost have a glow to the number. Swing and a miss by Richie. Galley down to second. 5 hits now for Tampa. So Rivera can knock one through into the outfield. 2 runs will more than likely score. Fouled off. If you come out to this stadium, or if you're used to this stadium, they now have a cover over the bleachers.
Yeah, I think that's a great addition.
It would get hot here.
Oh, I bet.
Aluminum seats, it would just be scalding when you get deep into the season.
I don't know how the fans did it, especially on doubleheaders. But
I mean, you could fry eggs on these seats. Maybe even a pizza.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Ball is high, 2-2.
No, but these new covers are nice.
Yeah. Not only that, sometimes it's raining baseballs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, before this cover, there was no shielding from the sun. Rivera hits one down the first base line. They're giving chase into the bullpen, and it's up on the screen. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Earhart on third, Galley on second, Rivera at the plate. Evan Walsh on the mound, Littman behind the plate for Bentley. Ground ball heading toward third, and it gets through. Never got into the mitt of the third baseman, Bocchino. Stopped by the shortstop, Hopkins, preventing it from going to the outfield. So 1 run scores. Earhart scores. And that's the 3rd run of the inning, and it's 5-0 now. Or, I thought that was wrong. 3-0. Like, did I miss a couple runs?
I thought they might have gave that a hit.
Yeah, I don't think he
Richie's
touched
speed.
it. Yeah,
Richie's speed. I think he might have beat that one out, but they ended up giving that one an error.
They're calling it an error. Now, from what I've heard, sometimes these get reversed once Joe checks the book after the game.
I have no idea.
I've heard that. Stephen Smith at the plate. Flew out to right, and then had a base hit right up the middle. Almost took the kneecap off of Dawson, pitching at the time. Runners on the corners. Swing and a miss. And the pitch, high outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Is the lighting on this field good?
Yes,
Yeah.
Very good. I know there's some fields that the lights are low, and that can cause some problems, but no, this is one of the nicer fields.
Center field, racing in, falls in. That's going to bring one run in and send runners to the corners. And it's 4-0 Tampa.
Smith's second hit of the game.
Yes. Good try by Figuera to make the play. Casey Scoggins would have had that. Those little flares, they're tough too. I mean, I think you brought up the toughest one is when it's a ball hit right at you.
Hit right at you, yeah.
And you're not sure whether your first step is back or forward.
I mean, it comes back to your reaction, I believe. It's all about your reaction.
And he probably made the right reaction. That one just fell in.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to give a free pass to Darren Miller to first base as he gets hit in the back. That will load the bases for the first time this year for the cleanup hitter. That's why they call him the cleanup hitter.
They have a chance to break this game open a little bit.
Spartans won this game last year, the season opener, 8-0. They're halfway there. Rivera, Smith, and Miller. Third, second, and first, and a diving stop by Littman. Ball one. And the pitch. Popped up. Hopkins defers, goes to center field, and tough play, but making the catch, falling to the ground, was Figuera in center field. I think that one was so high.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good job staying with it.
Handcuffed him there for a second. I suppose that they're, like you said, if the lights are low, the ball gets above the lights, it's no longer lit up, and you got to wait for it to come back down.
Yes, I remember costing my team the game one time, losing the ball. That was my senior year, but it happens to the best of them.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yep. All right, Spartans pick up a couple more and have taken a 4-0 lead at the end of 4. You're watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv. Walters Press Box, Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game and have a party. It's the Press Box, 222 South Dale Mabry, just a couple miles from the UT campus. And another sponsor, Embassy Suites Downtown. It's right in the heart of downtown, a few blocks from campus. Come stay in luxury at the Embassy Suites Downtown, 513 South Florida Avenue in Tampa, just across the river from the UT campus.
LeBron's back out there this inning like we thought he would.
Okay. Nobody yet warming up. Tampa Spartans last year, 39 wins, 14 losses. Conference record of 20-4. What was it, your junior year? You guys were like 50-3?
No, that was the year before I came.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, they only lost 4 games that year, I believe. 2 going into the World Series.
Yeah, and didn't win the title.
And they didn't win.
Yeah.
I think that was the winningest season in NCAA Division II.
And didn't win the title.
Ever.
I did that game. I did that season.
That just shows you that any team that gets hot at the right time can take it all.
There's no doubt you come out of this regional, you're a good team.
Oh, yeah. Usually whoever comes out of this regional is contending for a national championship.
Yeah, as a threat.
Yeah.
Center fielder, number 18, Luke Ferreira.
Luke Figuera, I should say, to the plate. First pitch from LeBron is a strike. LeBron gets the sign. Call strike. He tried to check the swing, but committed. Hopkins on deck, followed by Grover. called off.
He might be setting him up for that slider right here.
He's ahead 0-2. And here's the pitch. Ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball for the strikeout.
This fastball has been dominating tonight.
So it looks like it's 90s.
Yeah. Looks like it has a little extra life on it.
Now batting shortstop, number 17, Chris Hopkins.
Chris Hopkins to the plate. Hit into a double play his first time up, back in the second inning. And right down the middle for a call strike. David LeBron very efficient today. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Chris Hopkins at the plate. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for David LeBron. His 8th of the game. Make it 9.
Now batting right fielder, number 5, Brandon Grover.
So in 14 batters, 14 outs I should say, 9 strikeouts.
Pretty good
That's
ratio.
efficient. No walks. We mentioned he had a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio last year. It's 9-0 so far this year. Brandon Grover with a strike. And he's behind 0-2. Is it fun being out in the outfield when pitcher's in a groove like this?
Yes and no.
Or is it boring?
Yes and no. Yes, because it makes your life a whole lot easier.
There's a ground ball.
Broken bat.
Miller fields, throws, inning over.
And no, because you don't get any action.
Yeah. It's like, come on, let him hit it once in a while, huh?
Yeah.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've now played 4.5, and Tampa still holding on to the 4-0 lead right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Mastro Subaru is your trusted Tampa Subaru dealer, located at 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue. At Mastro Subaru, their reputation rides with you. And at Firehouse Subs, the subs are made the firefighter way, served steaming hot and loaded with the finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. Located at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard, Firehouse, founded by firemen.
Sandwiches, flatbreads, and bowls are made fresh with quality meats and cheeses. Fresh produce.
After this weekend, the Spartans will hit the road for a little bit. They will be up at Georgia College. Did you play Georgia College ever?
Yes.
Yeah?
My senior year, we went up there.
Okay.
They came to us my junior year. We went to them my senior year.
And so next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at Georgia College in Milledgeville, Georgia. And then the next weekend, all the games will be up in Pensacola, but 3 different teams: West Florida, Spring Hill, and Palm Beach Atlantic. Now, I'm assuming that game against PBA will be just a region game, not a conference game, because they are in your conference, but they don't all have to count as conference games. You will play them in a 3-game series later in the year.
That is what I think will happen.
Well, you know what? No, doubleheader. Okay. Yeah, so you have a 3-game series with them later in the season. The Phillies game is on February 22nd, a Thursday, 1 o'clock first pitch at Spectrum Field in Clearwater. Come on out to that one. We'll have more details as that one gets closer. Actually, we need the details pretty soon because we're not on the air until that game.
That's always a fun game to go to, especially for family and friends to go out and watch a spring training game.
Yeah, it's a nice park.
It is.
It's a nice venue to be at. And the thing I like is even though, they're playing a college team, everybody's just excited because spring training is so much fun.
Yes,
it's the first game. Harrison Bragg fouling that one off.
He's just missing balls tonight.
Yeah.
I like to see him connect on one of those.
On deck is Maynard. Bragg has struck out twice. All the way from the state of Washington to play baseball here in Tampa. Foul down the first base line.
There's some action in the Spartans bullpen. That's probably it for LeBron tonight. Looks like.
Is it 31 again for Tampa? Nope. Well, that's Drysdale. He's an infielder. We were told it might be Colton Widow's number 12. Trying to remember his motion from last year. And there's a ball. Catcher Littman held it for a while, but the umpire said, I'm not changing my mind. One ball, 2 strikes. Harrison Bragg. And that one's hit. Center field, way back. It is the first home run of the year for Harrison Bragg. First of many.
Halfway up the net right there.
That was a rocket.
I just mentioned I like to see him get a hold of one, and that's what he can do.
Because you had mentioned he was on the pitches, but fouling him straight back. He figured that one out. And Harrison Bragg has given the Spartans a 5-0 lead with his first home run of the season. And that got out of here fast.
The ball really can jump off his bat.
Center fielder Figuera took about 3 steps and just pointed. That was Faith Sanders, one of the women's basketball players, over here talking to us for a second. Almost fell over. She's had a badly sprained ankle and has missed the last couple games. Danny Maynard now at the plate for Tampa. He is struck out twice. Swing and a miss. Tampa 5, Bentley nothing here in the 5th. First few of these non-conference series are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do you prefer those over the doubleheader Saturdays?
I don't mind the doubleheader on Saturdays because you get Sundays off, but I mean, as a baseball player, you just want to play. Mm-hmm. So you'll take whatever is given to you.
Those doubleheaders get long, even for us.
Oh,
can't imagine being out there.
Especially if it's a blowout game, it can get very long. 2 9-inning games.
Yeah.
Those can drag out a little bit.
Now, it used to be when I first started doing games that the second game of the doubleheader was a 7-inning game, and they changed that a few years ago. Yes. Call strike, 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count.
I know in the minor leagues we play 2 7s.
If it's doubleheader, it's 2 7s?
Yes.
That is hit, but foul. So in the minors, you get players coming from everywhere, high school, college. I mean, do you get to make friendships, or does everybody realize they're competing for the same goal? Or
You realize that you're competing, but I mean, you make some pretty cool friendships in pro ball. I have a couple kids on the Twins that I still keep in touch with. We became pretty good friends from playing, and your roommates, and spring training, and all that.
Swing and a miss, strikeout.
But I think college is where you get that bond, and you make some really close friends. I was lucky enough to have a couple of those also during my time here at Tampa. Stephen Desi, Andrew Amaro, Nick Flair.
Yeah.
We were all pretty close-knit. But it's cool. We all still keep in touch.
Huh. There's a call strike.
Looks like number 24 down there, Mark
24.
McClare.
Okay. Mark McClare pitching, warming up for the Spartans. He is a junior from Seffner, Florida.
He can run it up there a little bit also.
Oh, yeah. I was out here, fouled back. I was out here last Friday when they went through and he fouled out. He's acting like he's not sure what happened here. I thought it hit
I thought it hit the net.
The net, yeah. Are they trying to fool him? I said it hit the net, and all of a sudden the catcher, like, I don't think he quite knew. Connor Cryle wasn't sure. I think they tried to fool him.
Yeah.
I was out here last Friday, and they were doing a simulated game, played about 11 innings. And Moclair was out there and pitched very well. No balls, 2 strikes. Connor Cryle with a base hit and a walk today. Ball inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tampa 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They've left 6 base runners. And the 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Out of play.
They're not going to fool him on that one.
Nope. Any more good texts or anything? Tweets coming in yet?
No.
Nothing? My call to action got 0 response. 2-2 pitch from Walsh. Outside, full count. And the payoff pitch. Called him out on strikes.
That was a good spot.
Yeah. So 2 outs now. Again, we have a 6 o'clock game tomorrow, but there's a 2 o'clock women's basketball game across the street and a 4 o'clock men's basketball game as Rollins comes to town. You can watch them all on TampaSpartans.tv.
And you got every single one of those.
Doing all 3 of them. Triple header. The person I will have as my broadcast partner for most of the games this year, Scott Lynn. Not here this weekend. He's got something else took precedent. There's a base hit. Earhart, a 2-hit day so far. The freshman. Scott Lynn, who former sportscaster in Portland, Oregon, and had been there for about 30 years, 8-time Oregon Sportscaster of the Year, and retired, moved back to Tampa where he had lived for a few years. And he gets a call 1 week before the NBA season starts, and it's the Portland Trailblazers calling saying, hey, our broadcaster has to take a medical leave of absence. Would you do some games for us?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Down to second and in safely is Earhart with the steal. And Scott said, do you mind? And I'm like, no, go do it. So he did a few games early in the season, and now he's been doing some road trips.
Okay.
And he's on a road trip right now. He's actually in Toronto tonight doing the Blazers and the Raptors.
That's a pretty neat little gig going on.
You know, he says it is a young man's game to be a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Because he was running through everything. And he said, I mean, the studying you have to do just to be ready for a game is, there's a swing and a miss by Galley, who got a base hit his last time up. But he said, you're doing all this research. You've got to know the teams. You try to watch games in advance. But he said, you come to the game. You've got your pre-games. You talk to the coach. You've got your pre-game shows that you do. Then you're doing the games. You do a post-game show. You run downstairs. And when the team leaves, you've got to be ready to leave too, because you're going right to the airport. Strike three to end the inning. Spartans do pick up a run on a home run by Harrison Bragg and now lead 5-0 at the end of 5 on TampaSpartans.tv. And he said then you fly to the next city. You know, if it's midnight, you're flying to the next city. You get in at 2, get to your hotel by 3. And he said then you got a game at, he says a lot of the time you've got another game that night. He said the real good, the nice day is when you get a day off. But he said oftentimes, half the time, you've got another game that night. And so you're doing all your studying.
Not much sleep.
He said, you talk of it may be a life of luxury for some of the players, because he said there's a meal in the locker room after the game. There's a meal on the plane waiting you once you drive to the airport.
Okay. Nice.
And he said it's not your usual coach class food. He said, the first day I get there, it was steak from like Morton's Steakhouse.
Oh, nice. Wow. Making me hungry.
I know. And he said that's what they would do. And then they've got meals. And then there was a snack after the flight landed, or as the flight's landing. So apparently they're keeping him on a high-calorie diet. And he said, when you're the broadcaster and you're not working out, you don't hit all these places. But he said then you do the game, and then you get downstairs, and you catch the flight, and you go to the next city. And
just one thing after the other.
Yeah. So he says kudos to any NBA announcer or NHL announcer who follows that schedule. Mark Monclair coming in for the Spartans. Last year, let's find the stats on Mark. Last year he appeared in, had a 2-1 record for Tampa, had a start, 10 appearances, and had a 6.23 ERA, but they have high hopes for him this year to be one of the first men out of the bullpen. Mark is a junior from Seffner, Florida, went to Strawberry Crest High School. Scott was also saying, he said, if anybody has a better life as an announcer, it's the baseball announcers. And he said, not that they've got an easy life, but he said, at least when they come home, it's a homestand, and they might be home for a week.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or when they travel, they go to a city for 4 days and then maybe another city for 3 days, but they're not leaving that night. So when you check into a hotel, you may be there for 3 nights. So he said it's not quite as bad. And it's the next team than the same night, so you know the team again. Where he said NBA, new night, new city, new team. But he loves it. Monclair's first pitch to Bocchino, swing and a miss, or actually his second pitch. It's 1-1 now.
Like I mentioned earlier, he can run it up there mid-90s.
And the pitch. That was up there.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Urso said pitching is the strength of this year's team. We saw him about a month ago, right when practice was getting ready to start, and he said, I've got a choice. I got to figure out of about 8 really good pitchers who my 3 are going to be on the weekends.
Oh, yeah. Great competition going on, pitching-wise for them. If they can all stay healthy, it'll be interesting to see how far they're going to be able to go.
So Bocchino goes down on strikes, and it'll bring up Fordiani. He struck out his first time up. Fouled back.
Yeah, historically, your hitting and defense have always been pretty solid. So if the pitchers can stay healthy,
look out.
Look out, yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Nice inside pitch. Now, how long had you practiced before this? Is about 3 weeks of practice before this game?
Yes.
Organized or official?
Yeah, it's about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Strike 3 call. Moclair loses his hat but gets the K. Really? 94 on the gun.
94.
Now batting catcher number 3, Nathan Littman.
And 94 only looks good if you're throwing strikes.
Yes.
Or teasing him.
Yes, he'll be consistent 93, 94.
Yeah. Fouled back. So you've been gone for 2 years. Did you know many of the players when you came back? It turns over a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I knew Mark was a freshman my senior year. Casey Radke. Not too many. I had to relearn everyone's name when I was out in the fall, kind of helping out.
Okay.
But I think I've done a pretty good job at learning everyone's name, just being around them and out on the field with them.
And you said you've been getting some play out in the field and stuff and practice and stuff. And Kevin Kiermaier, who's often known to be here from the Rays.
Yes, he's back out doing his preseason stuff, baseball-wise, on the field. So it's cool to see. I mean, as a college student, it's cool to see professional guys come out and get their work done here. And that's what makes the University of Tampa so great, I think. Coach Urso embraces the pro guys and allows them to come back and
foul back.
Just the atmosphere and the tight-knit family that they've created here. Why wouldn't you want to come here?
Right.
No, but he's back out. I mean, it's cool to run around the outfield with him.
Yeah. Can you tell he's really good?
You can. He can run a little bit. Yeah. He can go get it. He has a couple gold gloves under his belt, more than me.
You won the gold glove your senior year, though.
Yeah.
The equivalent junior? Okay.
Junior, yeah.
Moclair with a strikeout. A solid inning of pitching for him. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've now played 5.5, and it is Tampa 5, Bentley nothing, right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Godfrey Hotel, formerly the Bay Harbor Hotel, is located at 7700 West Courtney Campbell Causeway in Tampa. Offers a special rate to all UT supporters and guests. The Godfrey Hotel and Cabanas on the Courtney Campbell Causeway. I normally take the Courtney Campbell Causeway to work every morning. I worked from home today and was lucky because I checked the traffic and there was an accident and they said it was backed up for 2 miles.
Took an alternate route.
I stayed home. Florida Orthopedic Urgent Care, give it up to the Spartan team physicians and Florida Orthopedic Institute. Dr. Selman and Gasser and their sports medicine team keep our players active and safe on and off the field with their ortho urgent care just minutes away in South Tampa. Evan Walsh back on the field, pitching. Just a great crowd for opening day here in Tampa.
Yellow taking the lead. Oh no, they're going behind the green monster. We'll never know who pops out on the other.
You probably never realized they did this flag race out there, did you?
Yeah, I never even noticed that until recently.
I think they've only been doing it a couple years.
Yeah, they might not have done it when I was here.
Yeah.
How did he come all the way from behind? Oh my goodness, behind red and yellow is missing.
You can barely see it, but if you look over just a little bit to left center, there was a mascot race going on. Not quite up to the standards of the Milwaukee Brewers sausage race.
Oh, yeah. Or the Washington Nationals president race.
Yes.
I like what the Braves have going on. Their new little race.
Not sure what that one is.
They, I believe it's the Freeze, I think.
Okay.
If you look it up, they have a fan go out on the field and race, and the fan gets the head start.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and he usually wins, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Gives you about 50-yard head start from foul line to foul line.
Yeah, comes back.
And he wears like a disguise. I thought maybe it was Usain Bolt the first time because of the way he raced. There's a ground ball. Rivera might be able to beat it out. He slides and is safe. Richie Rivera bunting down the first baseline and then diving for the base. In with the hit. I hope he's okay. He's walking away from the base. He had to.
Looks like he might have jammed his thumb a little bit.
He had to reach out. That's the hand he would have reached out.
Yeah.
To tag the base.
Now that's what you can bring to the table, Richie, with his speed.
Even though he put it down the first base
Doesn't
line.
have to be perfect.
Yeah.
If you're fast like that, you can create something.
I think he's coming out. You're right. I think he jammed it. Doesn't look happy. Let's hope it's nothing that'll do anything other than keep him out of the lineup for the rest of the day. But obviously he knew he did something as soon as he did it.
It's Kyle Cotoletta.
Kyle Cotoletta will be running. Kyle from Spring Hill, Florida.
He's running for the Spartans, number 29, Kyle Cotoletta.
And at the plate will be Stephen Smith. Smith is flown out to right and singled twice. Last time up with an RBI single. Nice debut for the Spartans. Kyle Cotoletta, returning player on the Spartan team. And the pitch popped up. Littman has a play, backing over the plate, comes into fair territory. Nice job making the catch. 1 out. We call those major league pop-ups when they do that.
I hope Richie's okay. He's the anchor out there for.
Yes. Especially with being new players at short and second.
Number 10, Darren Miller.
Darren Miller to the plate. Miller has struck out twice, hit by a pitch last time. This game moving right along. You know, we didn't like those 17-0 games any more than you did. It's like, just get it over. Ground ball just gets by the third baseman, Bocchino.
Did a good job at staying back on that one, recognizing the off speed.
Miller with the base hit. And that will send Danny Servin to the plate. Cleanup hitter. He has walked, doubled, and flown out.
Now batting catcher, number 44, Danny Servin.
Runners at first and second. One out, serving at the plate. Fouls it off. Evan Walsh in his third inning now of pitching. In the stretch. Fouled off right field line. Made it over the fence. The 90-foot screen. We had heard last year, I don't know if it's tough to see. They were talking about getting like more of a filtered net behind home plate because of how bad it is with the sun. And they thought maybe more of something that would block the sun a little more. Don't know if they did anything for this year.
I don't know about
that. But they were looking into it.
I've never had a problem with.
Yeah.
I mean, other than when the ball got up in the sun, but
I can imagine left field might be tough on days when the sun's setting.
Yeah, left field's pretty tough.
Anything that side of the.
I've never had a problem with the net.
Okay. Well, they thought it just might act as a filter and help for the sunsets a little more. I've got to imagine every park you went to in the conference, you play 6 o'clock games, and you've got the same situation. Well, I don't know if every field is situated this way, where left field would be the sun field. Bragg at the plate. Homered. Ball outside. Homered off Evan Walsh last inning. And he hit just a laser beam to center field. About, 20, 30 feet up the fence, off the net?
It would have been interesting to see how far it went if the net wasn't there.
You know, the one thing they don't have here, maybe you know them, is what are the dimensions of this park? Down the line, center?
I am not sure.
No? Thinking in the 310 to 320 range?
Yeah, I would say 325 down the line.
390 to center?
Yeah, 395, 400.
You think 400? Could be. Not like the old Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. It was 460.
Oh, wow.
It went out and then went out when the Pirates played there for many years. Ball outside. There seemed to be a little cautious pitching to Mr. Bragg this time around. Walked him on 4 pitches. Bases, not only that, but loaded the bases. So they were very concerned about him. Nick DeTringo coming in to be a pinch hitter for the Spartans, taking the place. Well, I lost who it was batting before him. They changed it already. DeTringo coming in from Ruskin, Florida, went to Tampa Prep and St. Petersburg College. First pitch is a strike. Veteran of the Spartan program. Codoletta on third, Miller on second, Bragg on first, DeTringo at the plate. Hits one to center field. Heading deep, but waiting. Making the catch to end the inning is Figuera. And he got back quickly on that one to make it. So the Spartans do not score in the inning, but they do load the bases.
He hit for Maynard.
Maynard, okay. Just had a brain cramp there. All right, no runs for the Spartans in the 6th. We've played 6 full innings, and it is Tampa 5, Bentley nothing right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Sodexo University Dining Services allows you to choose from 27 dining stations, serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. It's the official concessionaire of UT Athletics. Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website. Check dining services for our variety and hours. And Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa, Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. Mark Moclair out for another inning. Very efficient inning. Last time, as we go to the 7th.
Now pitching for the Spartans, number 17, Chris Gaffney.
Major league teams will be reporting soon. I know they had a story on the Rays loading up the equipment and sending it down to Port Charlotte already about a week or so ago. Tampa plays the Phillies 3 weeks from yesterday, February 21st. So Mark Moclair will face Mike Samko, who has struck out and grounded out to second base.
Now batting second baseman, number 4, Mike Samko.
Samko leading off the 7th. If you look at the way things have gone, there's only one batter over the minimum to this point for Bentley. They've left one on base. Spartans with 10. Samko swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Berardino on deck. And the pitch. Out. So called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. And the pitch. A little bit low. I know both these umpires I remember from last year. Do you get used to the umpires? Do you see them a lot? Does that mean anything?
Yeah, you learn their tendencies. Their strike zone usually, not too much on the bases.
Yeah.
That's just call it how you see it, but the umps behind the plate,
yeah,
you definitely learn their tendencies and where they like to call, where they'll give you the extra inch or two. So, I mean, it helps seeing the same guy a few times.
Swing and a miss. He went upstairs on a 3-2 pitch, and Samko goes down swinging. Will you see these umpires at other parks around, or will these umpires mainly be kind of Tampa area umpires?
I'm not sure.
No?
I think it's the SSC.
Just an SSC crew?
Yeah.
They might be at Nova next week or something?
They could be at Nova next week. I'm not sure how the umps, how that works.
Berardino now with 1 out, right down the middle by Moclair. And the pitch. Fouled off. Ferry on deck. And the 0-2 went high for that one, and they called him out. Awkward looking swing, but the base umpire said he did go around. So another strikeout for the Spartans.
Now batting designated hitter, number 7, Austin Farry.
Farry to the plate. Fouled back. Does he have a play? Hits the screen. That is Chris Gaffney behind the plate now. Spartans making that change. Good to see Chris in the lineup, a good guy. No balls, 2 strikes.
Cottalella replaced Rivera in center.
Gaffney behind the plate.
DeTringo in right.
And the pitch. That looked pretty good. And the umpire agrees. Strikeout from Eau Claire to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We have played now 6.5, and Tampa still leads 5-0 over Bentley. Right here on the Sunshine State Digital Network and TampaSpartans.tv. The Outpost, located at the edge of campus on Kennedy. The Outpost offers an affordable classic menu. If you're a loyal Tampa Spartan fan, come post up at the Outpost. And Krispy Kreme. For generations, Krispy Kreme has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Visit our nearest Krispy Kreme. It's on West Kennedy, not too far from here. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts right now. Some infield changes for Bentley. Jake Pierce has gone on into third base. It looks like Walsh has been taken out, and it's Nick Nesh on the mound. And a new catcher is Christopher Butler, a sophomore from Danvers, Massachusetts. Nick Nesh on the mound, a senior from Waltham, Massachusetts, which is where Bentley University is located.
Now catching number 10, Christopher Butler, and on third base, number 2, Jake Pierce.
And Spartans will send a pinch hitter to the plate.
Got that? Pitcher, catcher, third base.
And pinch hitting for the Spartans is Cole Perry, a junior from Jacksonville, Florida, by way of St. John's River State College. We were talking about Bob DeFelice, the head coach at Bentley. 50 years as the head coach at Bentley University. They mentioned the write-up on him. 17,819 days ago, and more than 1,600 games after he turned in his first lineup card, Bob DeFelice will launch his 50th season. They are opening the season against each other for the 7th straight season. Brought back a veteran team, 21 of 25 players. They finished 11-30 last year. So he's been around a long time. Seemed pretty happy to be here. He said there was no snow left on the ground in the Boston area, but he said it has been extremely cold. It's just single digits or worse for a lot of the winter.
This must feel like heaven for them.
Yeah. Here we're like, should we bring a windbreaker?
Yeah. It's getting in the 50s. It's kind of cold.
So Perry getting his first at-bat for the Spartans. And a shot right to shortstop, but gets through. It's Cole Perry, base hit. Looked at 2 pitches and singled. That one gets away. He's going to hustle back. So you're Florida born and raised, but you went up to Erie, Pennsylvania just for the fun of it because you knew it was going to snow.
Yeah, just to see snow. No, my family's from up there, my mom's side. So
okay.
We go up there every Christmas since I could remember.
Oh, Christmas with snow, that's good.
Yeah, so it's a good change of scenery.
You ski or anything? Was there skiing
we
up
used
there?
to go skiing a lot. We haven't in a few years.
Okay.
But yeah, I know how to ski a little bit.
Yeah. You brought up something when you were talking about shoveling the snow that reminded me of when we lived in Wisconsin. When you'd have a big snowfall, honest to goodness, just like you said, you would go out every couple hours because you didn't want to wait until it built up so it was unmanageable.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine living up there, though. Kudos to the Northerners.
We did it for many years. The 2 seasons before we moved, which finally we caved and said this is it, we had the coldest winter on record, and then we had the snowiest winter on record the next year. Fouled off. Madison would get about 40 inches of snow a year. Of course, you said you had 66 in 3 days. I'm assuming that's pretty much lake effect snow up there.
Yes, it is. I think it was a record.
That's got to be. I mean, that's 20 inches a day.
In a period of time.
Where did they put it all? I mean, we had trouble when we had 80 inches of snow for the season.
In the mall parking lot, I think.
That's what they do. You're right. So it pretty much just snowed continuously while you were there, huh?
Yeah, every day, but I was there 14 days and probably only 2 or maybe 3. We didn't have snow.
Shot to center field. Figuera makes the catch. So Earhart has hit the ball every time up.
He's been getting good wood on it.
Yeah, 2 base hits and a fly out and a fielder's choice. A nice debut for the freshman from Tampa, Florida. Brandon Galley to the plate now. He's 1 for 3 today. Perry leading off first. They go to first. I was just looking at their first baseman for Bentley, his stance. Has a Steve Garvey look to him, to me, with the way he's got his stirrups and everything. I believe Garvey was a lefty, though. May not have been. First pitch to Galley is a ball. 1 out, 1 on. Ball low. Fouled off. So what's the plan after a Friday night game and you don't play again till Saturday at 6? To coach bring you in at noonish or something to go over things, or
he usually gives you time about when to be on the field, ready for pregame stretch and BP. So you plan accordingly to that. I know I would just go get dinner after the game, sleep in a little bit, stroll into the facility, or probably around, I would say, noon.
Okay. Oh, really? So you'd be there.
Try and get in the hot tub.
Okay.
And loosen up a little bit, and then I just don't like feeling rushed.
Yeah.
I like taking my time, but yeah, I mean, you just gotta plan accordingly, and that's what I like about how Coach Ursa runs his program, and that's how it is in the minors.
Runner goes, throw, nobody there, and he's going to try for third. The throw, he gets down, and it hits him in the back. So a unique way to get to third base.
That way to be aggressive, though.
Perry hustling all the way over. Stole second, but the throw was, nobody was covering, and it got all the way to center field. He then headed to third, and the throw from center field hit him. I don't know if it was on the back, but it hit his leg or his foot.
Like it hit his cleat.
Yeah. See if he's smart. He deflects it and scores.
Strikeout or walk?
I don't.
Strikeout?
So Galley's still at the plate. Yeah. Kyle Cotoletta with his first at-bat. He's in after replacing Richie Rivera, who jammed his finger, arm, hand, something.
Yeah, it looked like a thumb injury.
Yeah.
From the looks of it.
He put down a nice bunt his last time up, and right down the first baseline, and to avoid the tag, slid and then reached out to grab the base. There's a little flyer out to left field.
That might get the job done.
Coming in is Fortiani, and too shallow. 2 outs now. And it will bring up Steven Smith.
Now batting left fielder, number 5, Steven Smith.
Smith with a 2-for-4 day. 1 RBI. Has a chance for another RBI if he can get one through the infield. Nesh steps off the rubber. Ball just a little bit outside. So after I was at the practice last Friday, the JV team was showing up, and I asked, there's a little pop-up, shortstop ranging over. That's Hopkins, and he makes the catch to win the inning. I was asking coaches, were there any JV players from last year up on the varsity, and they said no. I mean, are the JV guys just like playing baseball because they like to and no expectation of coming up?
I mean, they usually dip in the JV and bring a couple guys up during the season. I know when I was playing, they brought up a few to help out with the pitching because there were some injuries when I was there, and a position player, Mitch Preston. I don't know if you remember.
I remember that name. Yeah.
They came up, and I mean, it's nice to have it. The way I look at it, I don't know the real reason behind the JV team, but the way I look at it is it's a good developmental team. Keeps kids ready just in case they need to get called up, and it's nice to have.
Would you ever take a player on the varsity and have him play a JV game or something?
Yeah, that's also a nice reason. If a pitcher doesn't get the innings he needs to get during the weekend or at bats, they can always go down and get a few and stay sharp.
Okay. We go to the 8th, 5-0 Tampa. Tampa with 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Bentley, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Figueroa will lead off, followed by Hopkins and Grover. Spartans with Gaffney and Moclair the battery. Gaffney behind the plate. Then Bragg, Earhart, Galley, Miller, still the same infield. 2 changes in the outfield, though, with Smith still in left, but then Cotoletta and DeTringo in center and right.
I'll talk to you. I'll probably add you and then have you stop by early next week maybe to fill out this paperwork. All right. Thank you.
Mark Moclair on the mound. Leading off is Figueroa.
Okay. What's going on, buddy? I'm good. How are you? Good, man.
And the first pitch. Call strike. Inside. And the pitch. Foul down the first base line. The line on Mark Moncler to this point, 2 innings pitched. He struck out 6, 15 strikeouts today for the Spartans.
Wow. That's a solid first outing right there.
No walks.
No walks. That's huge.
No walks.
I know Sam's probably loving that.
2 innings. Mark's only thrown 19 pitches. And it'll make it 16 strikeouts. David LeBron, 9 strikeouts in 5 innings of pitching. Gave up just 2 hits, one in the first, one in the second, so Bentley has not had a hit since the second inning. Spartans have struck out 12 times, so they've returned the favor a little bit. Chris Hopkins at the plate. Hit into a double play and struck out his last time up. Call strike outside corner. Looks like it's Moncler's game to finish. Nobody in the bullpen.
That's also huge because they can save some pitching for the next 2 games.
And the pitch. That's got to kill the coach and the team when you have to maybe use 5 pitchers on a Friday night.
It definitely doesn't do you justice for the rest of the series, that's for sure.
The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. Moncler watches it bounce foul. So Hopkins will go back with the 1-2 count. So you're not getting any fan mail since you've been here?
No, I have not.
Kidding.
Other than Nick Flair coming to visit us in the booth.
Check swing. Call strike. Another strikeout for Moncler. We got to get the word out. You got to get a marketing director.
I know.
Brandon Grover to the plate.
I mean, you got people, alumni coming to visit.
Yeah, a lot of people showing up. Grover so far struck out, grounded out to third. The pitch from Moncler. Ground ball, heading out to Earhart. 1 hop, the throw to Bragg in time to end the inning. Another quick inning for the Spartans. No runs, no hits, no errors. We have now played 7.5 innings, and it is still Tampa 5, Bentley nothing. You're watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv. Doubletree by Hilton Tampa Airport West Shore. Book a beautiful room or suite. Our newly renovated Tampa Doubletree Hotel on Cypress Avenue, just minutes from UT. And Legacy Production Group is Tampa's premier nightlife marketing company, providing weekly parties and special events. Legacy Production Group is not limited to the nightlife. They have also planned charity and corporate events for many organizations. Legacy Production Group, operated by proud UT alum. Just a parade of celebrities up here.
Yeah, got Chris Williams up here right now.
I try to come out school, boys.
That's the beauty of opening night. Get all the alumni.
Yeah.
All the alumni out. Everyone wants to check out the new Spartan team.
Yep.
Who they're running out there this year. Their quest for 8.
So Nesh will stay on the mound. Spartans will send up Miller, Gaffney, and Bragg. Darren Miller struck out twice, hit by a pitch, and singled his last time up. So Chris Williams, the latest to visit us?
Yeah, Chris, another good friend of mine. He was practically my roommate my senior year. He was always at the house. He's a great kid.
Nesh to Miller. A rocket down the line, but about 3 feet foul. Curious who Joe will select to pitch tomorrow and Sunday. I don't know if you got anything from him.
I think we got the transfer from UNC pitching tomorrow.
I know they have high hopes for him.
Aker.
Cole Aker, yes.
High Division II.
From Kernersville, North Carolina.
He's another kid to look out for this year.
Ground ball. Miller's going to race. It's foul. Last year the Spartans had Garrett Cave pitch well and got drafted fairly highly. Matter of fact, he tweeted this morning about Go Spartans. Have a good season.
Yeah, looks like Mark's going to finish this game out.
Yeah, he's pitched well. One more inning to go. Fouled out behind the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Darren Miller. And the pitch. That one's hit out into right center, giving chase near the wall. And it falls in. It's going to be a race to third. Here's the throw, and they've got him. They got Miller trying to stretch the double into a triple, but worth the effort, though.
Yes.
I couldn't tell if it was caught or not. I was just waiting for the players to react.
He reached up for it and he missed it, but he played it off the wall pretty good and got it in quickly, and that ended up being the deciding factor in the bang-bang play at third.
Took a couple good relays to get that one, but they did it and got him. Chris Gaffney, first at bat.
Miller's been hitting the ball pretty well.
Yeah. Went the opposite way there. Grover showed some good leather earlier in the game and almost did it again here. He's had about 3 plays where he's put his back to the infield and headed to the wall. Gaffney launches one into left field, but waiting and making the catch. Fordiani making the catch, but Chris gave it a good ride. Are there some days or nights or early season, late season where the ball will carry more or not carry as well?
All depends on the wind.
Oh, it's wind strictly?
Not strictly, but usually the wind helps it a little bit.
I mean, if the wind's blowing out, this is a launching pad.
Yes.
2 outs now, and Harrison Bragg, who, speaking of launching pads, hit one deep. His 3rd time up, a home run into straightaway center. Took about a second and a half to get out of here.
Yeah, it was definitely a laser.
He struck out twice, homered, and walked on 4 pitches last time. Fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 out. It'll be Pierce, Fortiani, and Butler for Bentley in the 9th. The pitch, ground ball to third. Fielded cleanly by Pierce. The throw in time to end the inning. Pierce coming in as a defensive replacement this inning and will lead off the next inning. Spartans do not score. It's still 5-0 after 8 full innings right here on Tampa Spartans.tv. 5-0 Tampa leads Bentley. We head to the 9th. I'm out of my sponsors. Timed it perfectly. We will have game 2 of this series and the second game of the season tomorrow night at 6. See if there's any other changes. Looks like everybody's still the same. Moclair out to finish up the game.
Looks like they flip-flop center and right field.
Did they? Switch them around?
Yep.
They've got Codoletta listed at the moment in center, DeTringo and right. Is that right?
Yeah, they just flip-flop them.
Okay. So have you been a center fielder the whole time, or if they'd have moved you to left or right, no big deal?
Yeah, I was a center fielder my whole life, really, but I could also play the corners. I didn't really start playing the corners till pro ball, till minors. More my second year. I was the center fielder up in Cedar Rapids for most of the year when I went up there, and when I was in high, I started out in center, and then I went to the corner. I went to left one game, and the center fielder ended up getting hot at the right time, and they kept him in center. And I mean, it's beneficial because I can play all 3 positions. So I got to stay in the lineup for the most part until the very end.
Huh.
Yeah. So.
Do you prefer center though?
I prefer center.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a ball outside.
You don't have to deal as much with the hooks and the slices.
The pitch from Moclair. Ground ball out to short. Fielded by Galley. The throw, a good stretch by Bragg, and he makes the catch. Helps to be 6'4".
Yeah, it does. Long legs.
Yeah. 1 down here in the 9th. Tampa 5, Bentley nothing.
Now batting left fielder, number 20, Gino Fortiani.
Fortiani at the plate now. He's got 2 strikeouts. Swinging and caught looking last time. Ball high. And the 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. The 1-1. Nice off-speed pitch for a strike. You know, I was all set to go home tonight, from Wisconsin, and I forgot to. I was going to set the DVR for the Wisconsin Northwestern basketball game, so I was going to call my wife and have her set the DVR so I could watch it when I get home. So I checked the schedule to see what time it was, and it was yesterday.
Oh.
And they lost.
Don't you hate that?
Yes. I hate more so that they lost. They're having a bad year this year. After being so good for about 2 decades, this is not a good year.
See, I'm a Gator fan when it comes to basketball and football. They're having a decent year this year.
Yes, they are. Matter of fact, the Gators took the Badgers out of the NCAA tournament last year. If you remember the coast-to-coast shot that moved them to the Elite Eight.
Oh, yeah.
was it Chirazi, the player, hit that shot?
Yep.
And the Tampa Spartans, by the way, played the Florida Gators preseason. My daughter and I went on the bus with the team and went up to the game.
How was that?
It was fun.
They got a new arena.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. There's the first walk of the game issued by Tampa. Fortiani gets the pass down to first. And it will bring up Butler.
Now batting catcher number 10, Christopher Butler.
Chris Butler at the plate. And that's a strike. Moclair looks back at Fortiani and fires. Way outside, and that'll send Fortiani down to second. That one got away. Takes away the force out. Moclair ready. Looks back, fires. Catches that corner. All night long, those have looked outside to me, and they're called strikes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're a little offset from straight on.
I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the umpire's tendencies. So you have him a couple times this season, you're going to know he's going to give you that outside part.
1-2. Moclair fires. That one was definitely outside.
As a hitter, you hate that, but as a pitcher, you're loving it.
Can you adjust, though, once you know that? And are you ready? Or is it still tough to swing when you know it's outside?
I won't swing unless I have to. I mean, me personally, I'm usually pretty good with 2 strikes. Fouling balls off until I can get
the one you want.
Get the one I want.
Yeah.
But if I know he's giving the outside a little bit, and from what I've seen throughout the game, the pitchers are staying away, I'll crowd the plate a little bit and make them beat me inside.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Butler. Coming in as a pinch hitter. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. 2 outs now. And it'll bring Samko to the plate. Moclair has the sign, gets ready, looks back, fires. High outside, ball 1. Spartans won the season opener against Bentley last year 8-0. At the moment, have another shutout going. The 1-0 pitch. Call strike, 1-1. Outfield very shallow for Samko. Struck out, flew out, struck out. Ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. You were talking about the 6 o'clock game and how noon and get it ready. That's got to be a quick turnaround for a noon game on Sunday, though.
Yeah, noon game.
No fun?
quick Dunkin' Donuts stop and get to the field.
2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Down to the last strike. If this were Wrigley Field, they'd be on their feet.
Yeah.
You might get to see a Cub game or two this year,
Yeah, I
huh?
might make it out to one.
Have you ever been to Wrigley?
Never been to
Beautiful.
Wrigley
I love it.
or the White Sox.
No? Nah, don't go there.
My goal is to get to everyone before I
Is
die.
it?
So.
And you won't be far from Miller Park in Milwaukee. Strike 3, that's the ball game. Samco can't believe it, but the Spartans pick up the win. David LeBron will get the victory. Mark Moclair will get a nice save for the Spartans. They win it 5-0. And the final line score for Tampa, 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 12. And for Bentley, no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and they left 2 base runners. So Tampa wins the season opener 1-0. These same, or 5-0, I should say, to go to 1-0 on the year. And these same 2 teams will meet tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and you'll be able to watch that game on TampaSpartans.tv. Casey, what'd you think of the first game?
I was impressed with Tampa's pitching performance. That's for sure. I mean, if they can pitch like that throughout the season, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Tampa with 19 strikeouts on the day. LeBron with 9, and Moclair ends up getting 10 for a total of 19, only 1 walk. That's a great ratio.
That is the great. Sam should be very proud of that pitching performance.
No doubt about that. So the Spartans win it, a home run from Harrison Bragg and some RBIs from Earhart and Connor Kryl, amongst others. So Tampa picking up the big win. As we mentioned, same 2 teams will play tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We have Tampa women's basketball at 2 against Rollins, and men's basketball at 4 o'clock against Rollins across the street at the Bob Martinez Center. So for Casey Scoggins, this is Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us. Join us again tomorrow. Tampa against Bentley, Game 2 of the series.